This routine took my hair from this to this. I don't know about you guys, but every day when I wake up, my hair is not smooth and silky. And instead, it's giving the 3 Ds. Dry, dull, and dead, which equals frizzy. And over the years, I've tried hundreds of different creams, sprays, hair oils, from high-end to low-end, and also just dyed it, permed it, done all these things, and now it's just permanently frizzy. So today I wanted to share the most important tips that I've learned from my own hairstylists, hair professionals, as well as my no-fail minimal product hair care routine that isn't using curling irons, that isn't using hair straighteners. It's just using the things that we all have, which is a hairdryer and a brush. So if that sounds like something you like, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us in the algorithm. And before we dive into my routine, let's get to know a little bit about why our hair looks dull and frizzy. So I was trying to find an analogy to show this, and these are 2 sweaters. One is soft and fuzzy, one is smooth and silky. One even looks brighter than the other. This is exactly how our hair is, because if you zoom up on each strand of your hair, there's actually little scales that are lying on top of that hair core. So normally those little scales are lying flat, which means our hair is nice, healthy, and shiny. But then because of different lifestyle reasons, these cuticles, they start to lift away. And when it lifts away, that's what causes dullness, frizziness. It causes it to tangle really easily because they're all just caught up within each other, which gives you the fuzzy hair look. So what we're really trying to do is bring our hair from looking like this to looking like this. And it is actually very possible. So here are the reasons why your hair may look super frizzy and dull. Humidity, lack of moisture, heat and chemical damage, friction, hair types and genetics, and also using too much products or too little products. With this, I want you guys to virtually tick up to 3 on what might be causing your hair issues. Mine is mainly from heat and chemical damage, as well as dyeing it. And then humidity makes it frizzy, and a lack of moisture. So knowing these will kind of help you mitigate and reduce, when you can, these different external factors. So before we start, just so you guys know, I have medium hair that's a little bit wavy and it's been highly damaged. So anyone with type 1 to 2 hair can follow along exactly. If you have type 3 or 4 hair, which is the coily or super kinky types, then obviously I don't have that hair type, but I will share with you guys tips that I've learned along the way as well. Now that we know that, let's move on to my simple 5-step routine that's gonna give you the softest, smoothest, shiniest hair ever. All right, starting in the shower, just a quick recap. Shampoo only goes to your roots and the scalp, whereas the conditioner and hair mask go to the mids and the lengths. Now, step 2 is the post-shower prep. This is super important. First, starting with a microfiber hair cloth. Rubbing your hair creates tangles. It further lifts those cuticles that we want to flatten and creates that frizz and puffiness that we just don't want. So what you want to do is actually push or blot and squeeze the wet hair and just slowly slide it down. And this will keep your hair nice and manageable. So avoid vigorously rubbing your hair because that will just create friction, and friction creates frizz. Now, products. This is actually super simple. On damp hair, this is the best time to apply your products. First step is you want to find some sort of detangler, heat protectant conditioner spray, and they come in all different types. These are my tried and true. I've used for multiple years and they've just seen my hair through all the stages. What these do is help to smooth over and condition the shaft of the hair so that it lies flat, which results in smooth, shiny, soft hair. It also forms a protective layer around your hair so that when we blow dry and style, our hair doesn't boil and start to crisp up and dry out. And these products can come in the form of a spray, a cream, or even a milk. And it follows the same kind of principles as skincare. You start from super watery and light formulas all the way to your thicker creams. Starting off with a spray water. First one is this Lolavi. It is a detangler, softener, conditioner, but also heat protectant. Some products come formulated with all of those, and some are just leave-in conditioners. This is the Orbe, a little bit more expensive, but this one is just a detangler, so it doesn't have heat protectant. And then you have the Orbis, which is the Japanese brand, and this is super affordable and is also formulated to work with blow drying. When using a spray, if you have fine hair, you can spritz anywhere between 5 and 10 sprays. Medium hair like me is between 10 and 15, and if you have super thick and coarse hair, you can do anything from 15 sprays up to 20. I spray this from the mids all the way down to the ends because that's where we need it the most. That's where the dry, split ends are. That's where we want to smooth the most because your roots already have natural oil, so it's also healthier hair. And the best thing about these sprays is that it's super lightweight like a toner, and so it won't weigh your hair down. Moving on to the second product. Now I call this optional because if the first spray doesn't have a heat protectant, then you will want a cream. Or if you have a little bit more coarse and frizzy and thick hair that needs more managing, then I do recommend using a cream after the spray. Is just take a really small, kind of pea-sized amount. And it goes on just the same. We concentrate this on the ends, working our way up to the mids, and then anything that's left over on your hand, you just kind of smooth over the tops of the hair. So just use anything that's left over just to put over there because stay away from the root. We don't want anything on our scalp. It's all on the hair. And then the amount will depend on your hair type. So if you have fine hair, I would use half a pea size. If you have medium like me, I would do a full pea size. And if you have coarse or thick hair, then I would do anywhere from like two pea sizes. But I think you can use your intuition. If it feels like your hair is absorbing it, then just use a little bit more. Honestly, you can't go wrong because these just absorb straight into your damp hair. But before we move on, I do want to mention, if you're not going to blow dry your hair, let's say you have wavy hair and you just want to let it sit and air dry, then I still recommend you go in with the spray, but also find one of these wave defining creams that are lightweight and that will help your hair set. So my favorite one, the only one that's ever worked, is this Milbon one. It's the wave defining cream. This was actually recommended to me from my hairdresser. It works so well. Then there's also this Kristen S. This is the air dry cream, which also works great, that you can find at the drugstore. And they're both super lightweight, creamy, that you use in that second step instead. And then that way it will help to define your curls. So that's it, 2 steps. We've prepped our hair. Now we're gonna move on to blow drying. I do suggest you use the attachment so it directs the airflow, because if you don't use that, there's like a wider amount of air spreading, which can cause frizz as you start to blow dry it. So starting off, we're going to pre-dry our hair, but I specifically concentrate on the roots because of 2 things. We want to speed up the styling process, so we don't want to be combing through with wet hair, so this is going to cut down the time in half. But also, if you have scalp inflammation, things like seborrheic dermatitis, dandruff, itchy scalp, redness, or any kind of like scalp issue, you want to dry your scalp, because when your hair's damp, it is much more prone to bacteria and fungi growing, which further inflames your scalp. So like me, I always dry, especially the back neck area, and then the tops and the sides, until that's basically dry. So if you have type 3 or 4 hair, which is super curly, my tip here that I learned from the hairstylist is to just dry it until you start to see your strands become frizzy. That's when you can stop. This should only take about 1 to 2 minutes. And that's kind of how it looks now. The ends from about here to the ends are still wet, like it feels wet to the touch, but the roots is dry. So there's 2 types of brushes. There's the paddle brush and the round brush. So what you can do first, if you like, is to just make sure your hair doesn't have any knots. Brush it out with a paddle brush, because what makes this really important for kind of damp hair is you don't want to break it while you brush, but we want to get just some of those knots out, just to make sure that when we're blow drying, we're not coming across, tangles. So just run it through. If you've prepped your hair well, this should be a breeze. Boom. Now moving on to blow drying. A lot of my friends have said, like, I blow dry my hair all the time, but it still looks like a big fuzz ball. And it's because we want to apply this one important principle. So with blow drying, it's about tension plus heat equals smooth, silky hair. And this goes back to those little scales that are lying on our hair. We want to make sure that we're combing them down and making sure they're lying flat. When we do that, you'll automatically have soft, shiny hair. A mistake you might be making is just like blow drying it all over the place, which isn't actually combing those scales down, which is why sometimes after you blow dry, it just becomes this huge bomb again. So don't feel overwhelmed. I'm gonna walk you through the whole thing. All we need is the hairdryer and a brush. Now the brush, we want a bristle brush, and starting off, you can just divide your hair into 2 sections. So I just clip up half. You just wanna take 1 section at a time. Starting at the root, wrap your hair around the brush and use the hairdryer to follow your hair as you start to pull it down. So you need to feel a little pull and tension as you glide the brush down the entire length of your hair so that it's taut. It's just creating that tension, because if you don't have tension, you won't have shine. And you don't have to think too much about this. It will happen naturally as you work the brush down through the damp hair. An important tip is to blow the hairdryer air either sideways or down. If you blow the air up, it will create this kind of tornado and your hair will just fly around everywhere. It also helps to pull and twist the brush a little so that your hair will latch on nicely. And for each section, I typically do between 3 to 4 passes, but depending on how thick your hair is, you might need a little bit more, and you just repeat at every section. And when you get to the ends, sometimes if you want more of that curl look, you can just keep the brush there for a little longer and then let it go, and you'll see this kind of nice natural definition. And it really doesn't matter how you angle the brush. Don't be too perfect with it. You really don't need to be. Just let the brush and your hairdryer do its thing. Oh my gosh, guys, look how good it looks! Like they do at the hairdressers. Okay, and then the last step is hair oil. We want to seal off the hair with some nourishment, because think of it like moisturizer on your face. This will help with any leftover flyaways, to also add that softness and accentuate the shine and the shape of your hair even more. If you have fine hair, use half a pump, medium hair, 1 pump, and thick or coarse hair, about 1 to 2 pumps. And like any other product, we want to start concentrating at the ends, working our way upwards to the midsections, and whatever's left over on the tops of our head, avoiding the roots. And we're done! And voila! So this is more of like a straight kind of blowout. If you wanted more curl, you can add more with the brush. Just leave it longer there to set in that curl, and then you'll get more. But this literally lasts me at least like 3 days, and it looks so good even on the 2nd and 3rd day. Other tips for your hair that really add to keeping your hair nice and silky is using a silk pillowcase. So I never used to believe this would work until I got one, and then I changed back into a cotton pillowcase, and I instantly felt the difference. My hair was like rubbing all night, and it would just create this big puffy frizzy hair in the morning. Whereas when I had the silk pillowcase, because it has less tension, it actually keeps your hair looking so much healthier. Then another thing to note is I also just want you to embrace your hair naturally. Even though I'm sharing these tips on, you know, smooth and silky hair, I think hair is beautiful. It's just learning how to manage what we naturally have. So don't think too much, because a lot of what you see online is lighting. It's people who have completely different hair texture to you, and what you see might have actually taken hours to get to. Just have fun with your hair. Be one with your brush and your hairdryer, and it will get easier. I promise you. It's always the hardest at the beginning. Hair is also a journey just like skin, and it took me time to understand what to do with it and how to make it look its best every day. So yeah, I hope this was a fun, quick, and easy routine. And if you have any other tips for your hair types that I wasn't able to cover, please share it with everyone else below in the comments. I'm sure everyone will find it super helpful, and we'll see each other soon.